Everybody, and welcome back to the OSU World Cup. We are here for the most anticipated match of the weekend. You've got the United States, five-time reigning world champions, looking to do it again, up against Team Canada, who have come off a big win against Germany, beating them for the first time after losing to them 3 years in a row from 2019 to 2021. And today, they're going to be beating the USA to drop them down to the losers bracket. I'm MyFlame, joined by Miles, who agrees completely with everything I've just said.
Yeah, I agree, except you kind of got one thing wrong. I think the United States is going to be knocking Canada down to losers bracket. We've got seed 3 up against seed 11, and Canada, we all know, they're a juggernaut. They should not be seed 11, but they are, and they have thrown a complete wrench in the bracket. And as you said, they've beaten Germany, their longtime rival last week, but now they have arguably an even harder hurdle to jump over now with the United States. They're North American rivals to the south, and I am sure this is going to be such a great matchup.
Yep, we're getting right into picks and bans. Let's talk about them. Canada has the first ban, likely to be banning out that precision pick in the No Mod 5, probably one of the Hard Rock picks as well. USA has definitely been the stronger Hard Rock team. Canada has been the better rating team, so I think either the Hiddens or the No Mod 2 going to be the bans from the United States. And this is an interesting matchup because Canada has the edge on the hidden reading, United States have the edge on the Hard Rock precision, but both of these teams have looked incredible on the double time so far. Those are going to be hotly contested. And it's going to be a bit of a game of cat and mouse, you know? Do you pick it for yourself, or do you think that your opponent's going to pick it and leave it for them? And there it is, HD1, HD2. Hidden's banned out against Canada.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, as you were mentioning, I think when you have two teams as strong as these two on a quarterfinals pool, it's really difficult, I think, to designate one skill set to one team, because Canada did have the higher compared score on the round of 16, Hidden 2, by actually quite a large margin, by 600k. But you look at the other reading map in that pool, which was the No Mod 5, it was actually United States favored. So I think on that skill set especially, it could be on a map-by-map basis, but I still think it's going to be something Canada opts to pick into. And I think especially we're going to see both teams be a little bit weary to pick the speed into one another, because both of them are just so strong on the speed. I think it's something where both teams are going to be able to put up multiple FCs per map on each map, DTs 1 through 4. So it's going to be a bit of a slugfest on that. But typically the strategy that Canada has used against the United States, along with most other countries, has been to pick the aim maps. And we're looking that it looks like there's all the aim maps remaining during the ban phase. United States banning out the Hidden 2 first.
Yeah, and my expectation is that it's going to be that No Mod 2 banned out. That is kind of the other reading map in the pool, of course. This is the same mistake that we saw in a previous match. They attempted to ban out the Hidden 1 as well as the Hidden 2. Of course, you cannot double ban, so they're opting to ban the Hidden 2, now leaving the Hidden 1 open, and now that's additional information for Canada. They know the US isn't comfortable on the Hidden 1s, and Canada is going to be eyeing up that Hidden 1 as an early pick. They're going to ban out the No Mod 1 instead, so there's the aim that you mentioned. Canada loves to pick into the USA, and believe it or not, these two teams have so much history, and yet they've only played each other once in 2020, where the USA did win 7-1, so Canada is getting their revenge today, Miles.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, these teams, they all know each other so well. United States and Canada tied by the hip, both geographically and within the tournament community. Lots of players on both teams play with each other in community tournaments. So definitely players all know each other very well. And even though they may have only played each other once in the OSU World Cup, they had quite the rivalry down in 4-digit this year, where they played each other twice, I believe going to tiebreaker twice in that tournament. Although the only returning player from those matches is Cut Paper. So maybe not much of that here, but still.
I mean, let's talk about Cut Paper for a second. This guy, in his first WGC, has been an absolute menace. Was number 7, individual overall last week in the round of 16. If he can put up a similar performance this week, Canada are going to be a really good spot. Of course, you have his kitten, the star player for Canada, known by some as Zoodinator. along with Silas, banning out that Hard Rock 1 as expected. And of course, on the US, such a stacked roster. You've got Rectigon, you've got Vexai, even Fiery Rage. Fiery Rage is statistically the most accomplished OC World Cup player with, I think, 5 first place finishes, 1 runner-up. Fiery Rage has been here through it all.
He's just been around for it all, and it's cool to see him going for another ride with this team. It looks like Canada is going to be first picking that Hidden 1. So USA may be showing their cards a little bit with that mistaken Hidden 1 ban. So Canada just going to pounce right on that, picking Hidden 1 Weenie Walker custom map by Funny. This map is so awkward, has lots of difficult aim patterns, and also a lot of difficult aim control stream patterns that you don't typically see in tournaments.
Yep, it is primarily that aim-focused hidden though. And I think the players on both teams are going to be comfortable enough that they shouldn't be getting caught out by those kind of streams towards the middle of the map. It is 11 AM for Fiery Rage. That is unfortunate on the for the West Coasters.
Well, I think fortunately between these two teams, there isn't really much of a bias towards or against West Coast, because both of these teams do have West Coasters. I believe Zoodinator is in a Western province?
You could be right. I wouldn't know.
But yeah, United States also with Bashi Man on the West Coast, so they've got a few 11 AM players, but for them, I think they're pretty happy with 19 UTC. I know they've been forced into playing a lot earlier than that, 16 UTC being the standard time for most tournament matches. These guys have been through much worse.
Yeah, 19 UTC, fantastic time for both teams. That's the joy of getting the Battle of North America, is that you're all in the same time zone, and it's pretty easy to agree on a time. We do have most of the starting rosters in for both teams. We're just waiting for one on Canada. Question here is, are we going to see Cut Paper or are we going to see Vesprit? I think Cut Paper, probably more likely, but Vesprit has looked fantastic on the Hiddens, especially in the earlier rounds.
I think Vesprit is going to be more focused towards some reading-based Hiddens. I think when we get to this more aim-intensive stuff, yeah, here comes Cut Paper. Going to be entering the lobby for the mechanics. And it looks like rosters are set. We've got Vaxei, Bashiman, Rectigon, and Taquito up against Zoodinator, Xylus, Ryuke, and Cut Paper. And we're getting into the first map of this North American rival matchup.
This is a long one to start us off. It's 3 minutes and 47 seconds. They are going to be testing the consistency here for both teams, testing the early nerves. But it does mean that players will have some time to get adjusted to the map, to the World Cup stage, as this map is easy enough to start us off.
I would actually say this is one of the hardest maps in the pool, but in terms of a single skill set tested, it doesn't really specialize in one thing, so you're going to be warming up almost every skill you've got in your arsenal. You got 200 BPM tapping, you've got difficult aim, you've got lots of aim control, all with some hidden reading. It's going to warm up all aspects of a player's game, so definitely, I would say a comfortable map to get out of the way first.
Yep. Not easy, but at least comfortable. And we're not going to see any misses early on. We do see some accuracy drops for Ryuke and Cut Paper, but it's going to recover as we get farther into this map. And as we approach the Ki now, this is where we're going to start to see some misses. The question is, who will find the first miss? Will it be the Canadians looking to take down the Giants in the USA, or will the US fall off first on this map that they were looking to ban? Here we go, into the first chorus. Everybody looking good so far, but the Ki just gets harder as it goes on.
Oh, Bashi!
The first miss traded by Judy and Ryuke.
So it's going to be an early advantage towards the Americans here as they get through the first Ki with 2 SSs still intact from Taquito and Rectigon. But still 2 FCs on the board for Canada. They are not out of the woods yet. They need to hold on to those FCs for dear life because the United States are already up by about 50k on their opposition's first pick.
Yeah, there are 2 more really tricky sections coming up, and so those later ones will be the deciders as long as Zoodinator and Ryuke can recover, but Ryuke finds another miss. Canada does still hold on to their 2 full combos, thankfully, but about halfway into this map is the really tricky stream that always claims a couple, and that's where Canada is going to need to start to make their comeback.
And I think we're actually approaching that stream section. Here it is, the aim control streams coming into effect here. Is anyone going to break on them? Bashi Man goes down. But it's okay, he wasn't the FC on USA. Still 3 FCs still going. But importantly for Canada, none of their players drop on it. Oh, but there goes Rectigon.
That's a big one. Canada has the supporting combo now with Zudi on a 500 combo, and they're going to slowly bring this score lead back. It's going to inch towards Canada if they can hold on. If they can get through this next aim section, there's a little bit of a slower section that should give them enough time to claw this score lead back, and they all hit that pattern. Canada should bring the score lead back over before that very last KI. The question is, can the big combos on both sides hold on into the ending? It is a brutal ending. Here we go.
Oh, Vaxe down. That's another FC for the United States gone. It's only Taquito left now for them. There goes Xylus. And through the breach, it looks like Taquito and Cut Paper are the only 2 players to hold on. The hidden specialists on both sides. But there's an 85k lead for Canada, and it's growing because of Zudinator's 850 combo. So Canada now back in the advantage on their own first pick. Only the last course to go. United States needs a break from Zudi and Cut Paper if they want to bring this one back.
But it's only 100,000. We still got a quarter of the map to go. There is time if Canada finds the missing. There goes Cut Paper, but traded by Taquito. Zudinator is holding, has the 900 combo. Rectigon's trying to match, but not enough. If Zudi can hold, should be able to close this one out for Canada. Cut Paper finds another miss, but it doesn't matter anymore. I think Canada should be able to close this one out unless they fall apart into the ending.
Rectigon is there with a 600 combo if Zudinator were to have broken, but with Zudi still holding on into the very ending, it's looking to be a first pick converted for Canada as they get through the KI.
And that's just it. Canada takes the first point. HD1, the US wanted to ban it, and just gave the information away to Canada. Canada taking full advantage here. Nicely done.
And there it goes. 169k in favor of Canada is their first pick. Big scores coming out for Cut Paper and Zudinator. Zudi actually on a 1 slider break. That is a really unfortunate score, but luckily for her, they did indeed win the point. But United States not going to be too down about that. That was something that they actually wanted to ban, so they're going to have a lot left in the pool to work with, especially as it goes towards their first pick, and they instantly pick that Nomad 2, the remaining reading map.
This one is a little bit of a surprise. They banned out the Hidden 2, that other kind of rating map, and this one, of course, is a kind of finger control rhythmic rating map as opposed to just the dense aim rating that is Hidden 2. But Canada has a very, very strong reading roster. You have Xylus, you have Zudinator, who are very good on these reading picks, and we're going to see Vesprit come in here. I think Cut Paper will stay. Canada, top 2 scores on the Hidden last week, but mind you, this is Nomad, which is a very different style of reading.
And just the nature of this map isn't necessarily just a reading map. There's a lot of finger control, there's a lot of aim control as well, which is something that United States excels at in their skill sets. We see Vaxe, Abashiman, and Fire Rage enter the lobby for them, and there comes Vesprit, as you mentioned.
And we might actually see Rectigon come in for the United States. Just not usually much of a rating player, but like you mentioned, this is not just the rating. They are 8.5, it's a little bit easier on top of that, very finger control heavy. So this to me seems like the kind of map that Rectigon could play. Stoof coming in to replace Xylus.
Rectigon probably going to take that last spot, as you mentioned. Rectigon has really expanded his skill set from last year. He used to really be known for his hard rock and his mechanics and his double time, but his other skill sets, especially his hidden and his reading, have gotten so much better since last year, and here he comes to take that final spot for the United States.
Yeah, Rectigon has become such a well-rounded player over the past couple of years. Is going to be in for pretty much every map for the US.
Likewise, I think with Zudinator on Team Canada, because I think it's a little bit early stage for her to start really getting capped by the speed maps, but that's aside the point. Here we go into the Nomad 2. That is not actually a Nomad 2 if you've been following slot pools. Lots of difficult overlaps, finger control, and aim control present in this map.
This is a really short one as well, only 1 minute and 49, so every miss is going to count. The map is very consistent in difficulty, so you really can't afford the early misses. This has a lot of very linear, very symmetrical patterns. Stoof finds the first miss, and so we're going to find out very quickly who is comfortable on this map and who is not. You can look towards the accuracies, and it is right now Stoof and Rectigon falling behind as Rectigon trades back that early miss from Stoof, and so 3 FCs to 3. There goes 3 though, advantage to USA as they hold on to 2 FCs, and it is yet again for Canada just cut paper holding.
Cut paper, man. That guy is such a demon on these reading maps. United States still with 2 full combos are going to be able to grab a slight lead, but there goes Vaxay, so it's now a 1v1 Fiery Rage versus Cut Paper. But with some reestablished combos on the United States side to take a bigger advantage, but everyone is dropping, and Fiery goes too. It's only Cut Paper now on the full combo.
Miles, I mentioned at the start of this match, Cut Paper has been an absolute demon this entire OSU World Cup. In his first ever OWC, can Cut Paper do it again? Canada has the score lead now. We see more misses coming out from the United States. Vesprit and Stoof trade it back, but Cut Paper is still holding. There's no recovery combo. As long as Cut Paper holds, nothing else matters. And that is going to be another point for Canada. Cut Paper does it on his own.
Dude, this guy was in 4-digit. He might still be in 4-digit. He's a 4-digit tournament player, and he is going to be solo carrying the United States' first pick for Canada. That is a huge break point on the back of Cut Paper.
And that is going to be the second best No Mod 2 score we have seen all weekend. Incredible stuff from Cut Paper. You know, you look at this Canadian roster, and you think, okay, Zudinator, Xylice, and of course Ryuk. Those are the big 3 carries, but for these past 2 maps, it has been Cut Paper who has stepped up and really pushed the boundaries for Canada, who's now gotten themselves an early break point and a 2-0 lead. They have the next pick. We'll see if they can push it to 3.
This guy has just been such a difference maker for Canada. I don't know a lot of people really expected it from him, but people have been calling this guy the reincarnation of Azer. If you remember Azer way back in the late 2010s, he would just be this carry for the Canadian roster. And now, for a few years, they haven't really had that, especially on some of these hidden gimmick maps. And now Cut Paper just taking up the mantle of that hidden gimmick beast for the side of Canada. And now they have their own second pick to contend with here. They have the opportunity to be halfway to a victory without the United States even being on the board.
Yeah, they still have that hidden 3 open. I do think Canada has looked quite strong on the free mods. They have not played a lot of them, but they just have such a great roster for it. You know, you look at how many different players they have that can take the various mods. You have Ryuk and Zudi that can both play the hard rock. If you need another hidden player, you have Vesprit, you have Cut Paper, again, you have Zudi, who can all take these mods. But it is going to be the HD3 first. These are kind of the clear advantages that we talked about at the start of this match. Canada is going to abuse the hidden as much as they can. They top scored both hidden maps last week, and looking to do the same again. I think we're going to see a similar lineup. Zudi, along with Cut Paper, Ryuk, and question is, do we see Xylice or Vesprit here?
I think we'd probably see Xylice on this map. This map a little bit more aim intensive. It's a alt map with a lot of sharp angled patterns as well. So probably something that favors Xylice's skill set a little bit more than it does Vesprit's. For United States, we're going to be seeing 3 of the same.
Have we lost Miles? Well, we are going to be getting Taquito in as the 4th player. Hopefully Miles will be back soon.
Hello.
This is... Oh, you're back. I was just going to say, this is not a free pick for Canada by any means. Canada is very good at the hidden, so I'd give them the edge there. But the United States have been an incredible alt roster, and so this is the hidden alt map. It is fairly standard alt, so the US are going to be somewhat comfortable on this pick as well.
I think the more that Canada starts to whittle down these pools where they can bring in their strongest rosters, it's going to start to become a little bit better for the United States the further in the match we go. But while you can have Cut Paper in the lobby just abusing everybody, I think Canada's going to like to pick these maps.
And it looks like we will be going for Vesprit over Xylice here. Rosters should be locked in for both teams, and we should be getting to this one shortly. This is another decently long map at 251. It is a pretty long hidden pool this week. And this is a pretty spiky one, so whoever can hold on through this first Ki section, the first kind of big spike of the map, is going to be in a really good spot, because that last section is, I would say, a fair bit harder.
And here we go. We've got Vaxei, Fiery Rage, Rectigon, and Taquito up against Zudinator, Cut Paper, Vesprit, and Ryuke on Canada's second pick. We've got our Hidden 3 alt map. Early break coming out of Vesprit, but this map is on the longer side, up at 2 minutes and 57 seconds, so early break's not going to be the end of the world.
No, just getting rid of the nerves for Vesprit. It was all part of the plan. Vesprit will, of course, combo the rest of the map.
As the god of Canada intended, they will be FCing every single map, as we see a break from Taquito coming out for United States, so gonna be pretty equal now in terms of combos. A slight advantage for Canada because Vesprit's re-established combo is now bigger than Taquito's.
Yeah, we're not going to see much big score gaps either way this early on in the map. The combos are just not quite big enough yet, so we'll see Canada continue to grow this score lead ever so slightly, but they're not going to be off to the races quite yet unless we see another break from the US. So both teams going to be keeping things close, as Taquito has recovered as well in accuracy. Very impressive on both teams. Lowest right now is Fire Rage, just under 98, but that's not a bad accuracy either.
Still got a lot of map to go, but with this many FCs at this portion of the map, it starts to get scary because if anyone breaks here, it'll be at that deadly halfway point, and there goes Vesprit. His score is now capped.
Yeah, and now it's Taquito on the recovery combo rather than Vesprit, and so this score is going to go over very quickly to the USA, but here we go into the next really tough PI section. We could very easily see a few misses here.
But through the Ki, no one is wanting to break. Vesprit drops again, but it doesn't really matter. He's already broken many times. But United States is now going to slowly start to claw it back. Through the bursts, nobody else finding a break. It is the battle of these 6 FCs. Ryuke drops, but Rectigon trades it. But it's a 13k lead for United States into the last third of the map. But there's still a bunch of FCs remaining.
Yeah, Canada is going to need one of those 3 big combos to fall. Vesprit does have the low combo, and it is going to start to matter if no one trades it back. We're into a slow section now that the US is going to be able to use to push their lead, and things are getting dire for Canada, but there's time. Vaxei misses! Cut Paper and Zudi hold on to their combos. Vesprit, Taquito trading. That trade is going to be in favor of Canada as well. The score lead should go back over shortly. There it goes. If Zudi and Cut Paper can hold on for another 10 seconds, Canada should be able to secure their 3rd point. Can they do it? Vesprit misses again. It does not matter. There's no combo there anyways. Fire Rage trying to keep the United States in this, but it is not enough, and Canada is up by 3.
And it's Zudinator, and guess who? Cut Paper again, holding on to the FC when it matters most for Canada, and they are going to be taking that advantage right to the bank at the end of their second pick to win it by 235k. Canada now up 3-0 against the 5-time reigning champions. FCs.
Such impressive stuff from Cut Paper, and this is so exciting for Canada. This is his, once again, first OWC ever. This is the new generation of Team Canada showing up. And the US needs to bite back now. That being said, it is their pick, and they have a lot of good picks left over as well.
As you mentioned, the Hard Rock pool going to look particularly good for the United States. I think they might opt into that HR2 at one point, but I think they might look elsewhere first, particularly in the double time pool. I think they might want to pick something like that DT2. It's a skill set that United States, for a few years now, has been almost unmatched at. The stamina is something that they've been very confident in.
Yeah, Canada doesn't quite have the speed roster, and so that's definitely going to look like a solid option for the US, possibly the Hard Rock 2 or the DT2, and it is the DT2 Paranoia, so this is going to be 280, I think, 0.5 BPM speed. Very fast, and like you said, US has a great speed roster. On Canada, you do have Silas and Ryuke, who are 2 incredible speed players. We're going to see Stoof come in as well, who's really good at that speed. The problem is more with that 4th player. I think we could see either Zudi or Curtis if this is too fast for Zudi, but they have historically struggled a little bit with that 4th player on these speed picks.
I actually disagree with you. I think this is the most Curtis map ever. It is just all bursts all the way through, lots of long streams as well. Something that really fits Curtis's skill set. And if I were to look at a specific DT that Canada probably won't get 4-manned on, it'd probably be this one. But United States, we were talking about the new generation for Canada. The new generation of United States is probably going to enter the lobby here, looking at Window Life and Woodshi to come in.
Yep.
To be joined by Rectigon would probably be their fourth.
We could see Kama as well. Has played more of the kind of slower DTs, so this might be a little bit fast for Kama, but there's Window Life in the top right corner, Cheeto Blast, and there is Woodsy. This is the two of the newer players for EUS, their first OWC as well. I mean, I'm going to keep an eye on Window Life in this one. Window Life has been an absolute beast on the DT picks ever since he really joined the tournament scene. Has been one of the best DT players in the world, and so he's going to be the player to watch.
Window Life is Cheeto Blast 2, by the way. It's a name change. You've got some really great name changes on both of these teams, looking at a Zoodinator as well, but I'm not going to be saying that name.
You don't want to say his kitten live on stream?
You can say his kitten live on stream, but you'll also have to be saying Cheeto Blast 2 and Cheeto Blast live on stream.
It's a very good point. And we would never say those things.
Yeah, we would never say that, ever.
No.
But yeah, it's actually going to be Vesprit going to be stepping in for this one.
Okay, interesting. So, little surprised not to see Stu, but we'll see how Vesprit can do. This is a pretty stamina-intensive map, so we're likely to see more misses into the ending as players start to run out of stamina, see some gear combos at the start, but we have seen some early misses, 2 on the side of Canada, 1 for the United States. This one has very dense burst, so the aim isn't too tricky. As long as you have the speed for it, you should be good to go on this map, but that speed is by no means easy. This map is very fast, and the streams are really brutal as Curtis finds another miss.
And as we get into the first chorus, this is where the streams start to pick up the most. You see Curtis breaking on some aim earlier. And there goes Vesprit. He finds many breaks. That's a chain miss for Vesprit.
Yeah, United States are going to be off to a very good early lead as they still got 4 big combos. And it is only Xylice holding for Canada right now with Ryuke not too far behind. But they're going to need some misses. There's a lot of map to be played. There's still 2/3 of the way to go.
Woodshi finding another break. That's a slider break from him, but he had already broken on the US, so it's just a reestablished combo down. Still holding on to that triple FC. But there goes Window Life, and he drops a lot of accuracy as well, so his score now going to be massively nerfed, especially as that miss was in the dangerous middle section of the map.
Yeah, and I think the nerves getting to Window Life there. He was shaking like crazy on that burst, and now Canada has a foot back in the door, but they need Ryuke to stay on this recovery. They need another miss from either Vaxei, and there it is! Canada has the chance to bring this one back. Vesprit does trade it, but that was a low combo on Canada. They have the recovery, but they need to keep holding. Xylice, still on a full combo, is going to be massive. The accuracy is there, but look at the accuracy for Rectigon right now.
Rectigon now all alone at this FC as Vaxei breaks again. Curtis finds a drop as well, though, so it's only a 43k lead in favor of the United States, but Ryuke and Xylice, with their 2 massive combos going into the last chorus, need to hold on if they want to take this back in favor of Canada, because Woodshi and Window Life have brought their combos back to just about equalize one of that of Xylice and Ryuke.
Yeah, the combos are actually really close. Vesprit finding another miss and not help.
Oh, but Window Life!
There goes Window Life. That's a big combo down. The score should go over to Canada now. And could they get a 4th point in a row? We'll find out into the end of this map. This is where the streams are really tough. Rectigon misses!
What a turn of events this is now. Canada taking a 2nd break point, their 4th in a row. Going up 4-0 up against a team that seemed nigh impossible to beat just a few years ago.
Yep.
Wow.
Pick'ems are in shambles worldwide as Canada up 4-0 right now. They have the pick. They can put this to match point right here, right now, and try and take down the Titans. And we're still early on in this match. They've only had 2 picks so far. They have good options left in this pool. They do have to move away from the hidden, but that hasn't been a problem for them so far in this match.
I think on most of these picks, we've seen the United States actually have an early lead on most of these picks, but it's just at the very ending, they're faltering, gives Canada the opportunity to take it back in the last seconds. We've seen that for, I think, 3 out of 4 of their points.
Yeah, it is just those nerves into the ending potentially. It's always the recovery combo from Canada holding on. They're going to go for the free mod 1, and this is the aim that we know Canada is so good on. And this is a team that has a lot of different options for these free mods. We have seen Zudinator take Hidden Hard Rock on the both previous free mods Canada has played. And so Canada, less so the United States, is the kind of team to overmod these free mods because they have players that are comfortable to do so. But I have a statistic for you, Miles, of all the teams that have overmodded this weekend. Probably 15 or so. Only one of them has won the pick. So, is Canada gonna get baited into the overmod? Very possibly.
I mean, with a roster like Canada's, they might be the most suited team to overmod in this entire tournament. You have Zudinator, who's arguably one of the best hidden hard rock aim players in the game. You have Cut Paper, who's hidden preference, along with a lot of very strong and comfortable hard rock players like Ryuk to enter the lobby probably. I could expect to see a Ryuk hard rock with a Zudinator hidden hard rock on this.
Yep. This one is, I mean, the great thing about this match is any of these maps could go either way in a heartbeat. You've got Rectagon, who is infamous for his hard rock aim plays, definitely going to be on the hard rock. You've got Taquito, who is so good at the hidden, going to be taking the HD for Taquito. And of course, Vaxei, who is one of the greatest tournament players of all time, without a doubt. Joined by Woodsy in for the United States as that fourth player.
USA needs to pick up the pieces soon. This match is very quickly getting out of hand for them. Being down 0-4, it doesn't matter what your history is at that point. When you're down 0-4, you are 2 points away from going to loser's bracket. And that is a place where United States isn't very used to being. I think every single year except last year, they would win from winner's bracket.
Yep. And
yeah, now
would be a big shakeup for the losers bracket as well. With the upset, Australia taking down Poland earlier, it would mean that if the United States lose here, they would potentially face Poland in the losers bracket next week, but that could be Canada just as easily. We know the United States are an incredible team. They have won the last 5 World Cups for a reason. And if any team can make the comeback, it will be the US. What she does find the early miss shouldn't matter too much. There's plenty of time to recover, as this is, I believe, the longest map in the pool outside of the tiebreaker.
You'd be right about that, but a lot of this time is off of a 1-minute intro, so this map is really closer to 3 minutes than it is 4 minutes. But still, this is one of the most comfortable maps in the pool. You have an aim-free mod, which very typically is something that's a comfort pick for a lot of these players, but with how Canada has been playing this match, you just have to favor them a lot on this. With Cut Paper back in the lobby, it's going to be tough for the United States to take this one back.
Mile 3 hiddens for Canada. Only one team that has overmodded so far this weekend has won the map. Can Canada defy expectations? It's looking good at the start, but it's a tiny lead. There goes Ryuk yet again on the hard rock. These jumps are really rough with hard rock, so not a big surprise, but if these 3 hiddens can hold on to their combos, that's going to be worth a little bit more score than any of the no-mod players, so a potential advantage for Canada. We'll have to see if it materializes as we just kind of wait now for the next KI of the map. And here goes the big jump section. Xylize finds the miss. That's an FC down for Canada. Nobody trades it back on the United States, and they're going to start running away with this one.
United States needs to hold on to their combos. There goes Vaxei. That's one of the no-mods down for USA, but they've still got a combo advantage on those 3 big combos from Taquito, Rectagon, and Wuchi. But into these difficult jumps, is anyone going to break? So far, no.
Yeah, this map is so awkward. Some of these aim patterns are really tricky, not helped by the hidden whatsoever. And it is, once again, oh, there goes Ryuk and Zudinator for Canada. This is a great spot to be in if you're the US. They're at the halfway point. They're going to see those scores. Canada knows they're on the back foot, but that means the nerves are starting to build for the United States into the second half of this map. Rectagon, cut paper on nothing! On air!
Who has been such a pinnacle of consistency so far in this match, finds a break on a slow slider, and now finally, for the first time in this match, United States looks to have a comfortable advantage on a pick. With 3 massive combos going into the last third, it looks like there's nothing Canada can do on this one, and the United States going into the last chorus are going to look to take a break point to get themselves finally on the board.
And this is just a dominant team performance from the United States. Taquito finds the miss, but Witchy does as well, actually. Oh, Cut Papers is a Bancho miss. Miles, we have been absolutely baited. It is, again, Rectigon versus Cut Paper, the tournament veteran against the newcomer. But Canada still has a deficit because Vaxay is on the recovery. Woodsy has held on for so long. And unless we see a miss from Rectigon, I don't think it's happening.
I definitely don't think it's happening. With about a 300k lead going into the last 20 or so seconds of the map, there's really nothing Canada can do at this point. It's just going to be United States running this into the ending off of Rectigon's Hard Rock full combo, which is actually quite an unreal score. This map's about 7.7 stars on Hard Rock. But this guy is so comfortable on this mod. One of the strongest mechanics players in the game. Gonna be locking out the Hard Rock FC to put the United States on the board against their northern rivals, finally.
I mean, that is just an absurd performance from both Rectigon and Cut Paper. Those are going to be the top two scores of the entire weekend on this free mod 1. We haven't had any modded FCs on the map so far, and just incredible stuff from both teams. But now the United States, they take a breakpoint back. They have the next pick, and this could be where they try and stage their comeback off the back of a Rectigon FC 99.22 accuracy on that Hard Rock.
By the way, Cut Paper is genuinely putting up like a performance right now that rivals some of the strongest tournament players in the game. Just thought I'd point that out because his name still maybe doesn't have name value to some people. But look at this MP link. This guy is unbelievable right now.
And he did the same thing last week. I'll say it again. He was the 7th best player across the entire tournament last weekend. And I imagine he's probably in a similar spot again right now. Here's the Hard Rock 3 for the USA, and this, I think, is a fantastic pick for them. Canada, they have players that can play the Hard Rock. You've got, of course, Ryuke and Stoof, but largely, it's tough to compete against players like Rectigon and Kama on the Hard Rock.
Finally, we're seeing the original Cheeto Blast, also known as Kama, arguably one of the strongest newcomers for Team USA, entering the lobby on one of his main skill sets, the Hard Rock Tech. Something he's just so strong on.
And this is very, very heavy aim control tech. It is Horizon Blue, only 153 BPM, so Kama is also an incredible aim control player. I feel like that's a little bit of an underrated skill set for Kama. And of course, Woodsy has been great on the Hard Rock. This is just, with the additions of Kama and Woodsy this year, the United States has one of the best, if not the best, Hard Rock lineups in the entire tournament.
But Canada, not to be underestimated on Hard Rock 2, you're seeing one of their strong Hard Rock specialists enter the lobby, Yip, also very strong on the tech, along with Ryuke and Zudinator, both seasoned Hard Rock players. This is not something that United States is going to instantly be out of the woods on, especially as we've seen so far this match with how Canada's been playing. United States needs to be at their peak performance if they want to get themselves out.
And I actually think, I just want to call out, this is really clever stuff from the United States. A bit of a kind of strategy that's very rarely talked about is right now, Cut Paper is going off on absolutely everything. So if you're the United States, you pick the maps that Cut Paper is not in for, get Cut Paper out of the lobby, try and kind of slow his momentum a little bit because Cut Paper is going to be having to sit out for a map now. And so just clever pick strategy from the United States to get Cut Paper out of the lobby and try and get some momentum back for themselves.
I think that might just be a goal for United States for the rest of this match. They need to keep Cut Paper out of the lobby because right now he's got like a 2.8 match cost, I'm seeing. Like, just putting on one of the carry performances of all time for Canada. I mean, he single-handedly took that Nomad 2 from the USA. So USA wants to avoid him if possible.
Yep. And this is yet another long one, 3 minutes and 40 seconds. These teams, they love the consistency picks. They want the big numbers in their combos. They want to make this one intense as we get, into the end of the map, and there's still 1,200, 1,500 combos on both teams. We'll see if they can do it again. Both teams have been impressive so far. The United States have the edge in this one, but maybe Canada can get themselves a third break point here and put themselves to match point.
A break point here for Canada would be absolute destruction for the United States. Being down 5-1 going into a Canada pick after finally getting a break point back, it's do or die for the rest of this match if you're the USA. And they have put all their eggs in this basket now for Hard Rock 3. It's an early break for Ryuk into the first chorus.
Yep. And this is what we've seen throughout the match. Canada falling behind early and getting the recovery into the end to make the comeback. 2 misses from the United States. Wuchi and Kama find misses. So Canada is going to take the score lead back. But Miles, this is a map where the ending is really tricky. So Canada, if they want a chance on this one, need to hold on to their lead at the start. I don't think we're going to see a late stage comeback with how difficult the ending is. And they're in a good position to do so far as neither of those misses have been traded.
But this time, it's not the United States with an early lead. It's actually Canada, but with Zudinator finding the break, it's going to start to go back in favor of United States. Only Yip and Xylus holding on for Canada with Ryuk up at a reestablished 430 combo. It's Vaxei and Rectigon with Wuchi and Kama all holding on strong into the slow part. They're going to be able to take the lead very slowly but surely back in their favor.
Yep, and it's so close. The combos from Ryuk and Zudinator are only about 150 combo behind Kama and Wuchi combined, so it's really going to come down to accuracy drops. It's going to come down to consistency until we see that next miss, but there is another very tricky section coming up. The second half of this map is a lot harder than the first, and we've got a bit of an easier section here. Players' nerves are going to build as these combos get big, and they know the hard part is coming. The anticipation builds as we wait for that next miss.
Any break here would be absolutely tragic from anyone because this is, objectively speaking, the easiest part of the map. Yeah, back into this repeat of the beginning. It's going to be a 35k advantage for Canada with, I think, a slight combo lead for US. They are inching it back maybe by 1,000 every couple seconds. So they need to hold on as long as they can through the hard part and hope for some more breaks from Canada.
And as long as the United States doesn't miss, Canada cannot win this one. The score will go back over, barring no misses. But here we go into the ending. This is where it starts to fall apart for somebody, but both of these teams have been so good. It's Kama for the first miss. The score lead won't go over to the US. Canada does not trade. The ending, though, this is the real test of consistency. Who can hold on? Yip and Xylus, Rectigon, Vaxei.
These sliders. No one finding breaks. Everyone looks so comfortable on this section. It's unbelievable. These space patterns. Yip does find a break, though. That's one of the full combos down. United States, and there goes Xylus as well. United States are going to start pulling this back, but Wuchi drops as well. But I think it's an advantage to United States, but they need to hold on with Rectigon. In fact,
overtraded.
It's Zudinator and Rectigon alone, but I think the lead might be enough for Canada to be able to convert this one.
It's going to be close. The combo is so much bigger for Rectigon, and the full combo is worth a lot more score. It's dropping slowly, 40,000, 35,000, but they're running out of time. I don't think there's quite enough map left unless we see a miss in the ending. And 30,000, the final difference. Zudinator holds on to that combo just long enough, and Canada takes a break point on the Hard Rock. They are on match point against the United States. Miles, what timeline are we living in?
Definitely not one that I expected. Definitely not one that I think a lot of people expected. But nonetheless, this is the real one. Everyone pinch yourselves. This is real life. Canada, 5-1. They have 5 match points to close out the United States in absolutely dominant fashion.
They have the pick. If you're Canada, what do you go for to close this one out? Do you go back to the DT, something like that DT3? Do you go for one of these free mods? You could look towards, of course, that free mod 3. It's a hard decision, and they're going to take their time to think about this one. They want to do this one right. They don't want to give USA a chance to make the comeback.
Absolutely. They've got a lot of options left in the pool. You've got Floaim with that free mod too. I think they might want to stay in the free mod pool because being able to put your players on your comfort mods is going to be really strong for them, and they are going to go for the free mod 4. This kind of awkward rhythm map.
I love this pick for Canada. We're going to see probably similar to last time. And as we've mentioned, for a lot of these players, especially Zudinator and even Cut Paper to some extent, the Hidden is just a comfort mod for them. It doesn't actually add that much extra difficulty. Not the case for the USA. So Canada are going to be relying on that advantage from the over mods. I don't know that we're going to see quite as much of an over mod as last time. This is not nearly as comfortable as the previous free mod. Whereas the United States are going to be relying on those big combos. We're going to see minimum over mods from them. Taquito Hidden, probably Rectagon in for the Hard Rock. Actually, it is Kama in the lobby, so Kama will likely take the Hard Rock instead. Okay, no, Rectagon's
Yep,
back
here's
to the Hard
Rectagon.
Rock. They're going to let Kama take the Nomad here.
Actually, I think it could be either of them. A lot of the time, they're going to want to have Rectagon on the consistent Nomad, but he is also one of the most comfortable Hard Rock players in the world. One thing I can say for sure, though, is Vaxei Nomad and Taquito Hidden.
Yes, that is a certainty. One of the worldwide truths is that Vaxei will be on Nomad and Taquito Hidden. And there is still big overmod for Canada. It is Rectagon taking the Hard Rock, and we have Zudinator yet again on the Hidden Hard Rock. And Canada, this is why they've been so good at the free mods. Zudinator can take the Hard Rock, and at that point, adding the Hidden on there as well for Hidden Hard Rock is just comfort for her. We do see 4 early misses from both teams. This is a pretty short map, shortest in the pool, very consistent in difficulty, so even these early misses are going to matter. Accuracies could be quite a bit lower on this one, so all the accuracy drop counts. And right now, it is Zudinator on the lowest accuracy. Common, yep, trade misses again. And this is why Rectagon is so good. Look at that Hard Rock accuracy. 98 on this map with Hard Rock is absurd. Does drop some there, but still impressive stuff. And Zudinator's recovered as well.
This map is so short. We're already halfway through it. Blink and you'll miss it. We're in one of the hard snapping parts. Any break here is going to mean a lot, but everyone just looks so comfortable.
Yeah, and it's just a small score lead for Canada. Canada, if they can hold on to their combos. Vaxei misses! Halfway point, that's the worst place to miss. Canada are in the driver's seat. Canada can run away with this. The question is, can they hold on to their combos? The end of this map is really tough, but we've seen them hold on before. They could end things right here, right now. This match is in their hands, but there are big combos on the United States to make a recovery if Canada trip up. Here we go. 1/4 of the map to go, and the United States are running out of time.
Oh,
Rectagon misses! Miles, this could be it!
What an unbelievable turn of events, folks. It looks like now with a 500k lead, there is nothing the United States can do. And now, finally, after many years, Canada is going to be triumphing over their neighbors to the south. Their dreaded rivals now are gone. To the losers bracket you go, United States. Go have fun with Sweden in semis, because it is going to be Canada advancing to face Australia in winners semifinals.
And guess who it is? It is Cut Paper with a full combo on the Hidden. He does not miss. It is the new blood for Canada, taking down the Titans. The USA dropped to the losers bracket, and I believe that is the earliest the USA has ever been knocked down to the losers bracket. Huge congratulations to Canada. They are going to be so happy with that performance. So well done.
I can tell you every time the United States has gone to losers bracket since 2015, they lost to China in finals in 2015 going to losers. In 2016, I believe they went from winners. In 17, they lost to Poland in finals. And then no losses until South Korea last year. And now in quarterfinals, the United States are going down to losers in quarters to run the losers bracket gauntlet that has now been created. And let me tell you, that deathmatch with Poland is now something that can happen in semifinals too next week.
I mean, it's not even just something that can happen. It is likely at this point. Let's talk about this losers bracket quickly. We've got United States against Sweden, Poland against China in that lower half of the losers bracket. So assuming the favorite wins, we are going to have the 2 seed in Poland up against the 3 seed in the USA, fighting to get themselves a spot in finals. One of either USA or Poland will now not make it to the top 6. And that's just absurd. This is one of the most exciting OC World Cups we've had in quite a long time. There are upsets, there are close matches, tiebreakers, and even in the winners bracket, we've got matches like South Korea, Philippines, Canada, Australia, still in the winners bracket. Who would have thought?
That's absolutely absurd. And now that is going to be the conclusion of our quarterfinals weekend. I'd like to say now at the end of this cast that please go buy banners. Still available, still on sale. You can buy multiple banners. And after that, we've got our map pool showcase going on right after this. But until then, I've been Miles, joined with iFlame. Thank you all for watching.
Go to the OSU store, buy your banners, show some support for Team Canada, and stay tuned for the map pool showcase. Thank you guys all for watching, and take care.